Unit 10, Section 2, Writing and Solving Proportions. A proportion is an equation that states that two ratios are equal. Numbers 2/3 equals 8/12, as long as b does not equal 0, or d does not equal 0 for the denominator. So we look at 2/3. Then we look at the denominator 12. Well, what did it multiply 3 by to get to 12? 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. So I've made 2/3 an equivalent ratio by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by 4, 8/12. Let's look at example 1. Use equal ratios to solve the proportion. We can use the same formula like we did in the previous example. Well, I'm looking at 6, and I'm looking at the denominator 36. So if I multiply 6 by 6, I get 36. So whatever you do to the denominator, you must do to the numerator. So five times 6 is 30. Since we know that 6 times 6 is 36. And now that's an equivalent ratio. I'll let you do example number 2. Now let's go on to the next section. Solving a proportion using algebra. Well, algebra could be similar. Well, I can either decide I'm looking at 50 in the one ratio and 10 in the other ratio. So I know that what do they have to multiply 10 to get to 50 will be 5. So they must do the same thing to the numerator. So 5 times 5 is 25 in the numerator, so y is 25, since we know that 10 times 5 is 50. So y equals 25. I'll let you do example number 2. Now let's do some review questions. Okay. Simplify the expressions. So in order to simplify the expressions, I'm first going to multiply across in the numerator. 8 times 9, which are coefficients, would be 72. And then when I'm multiplying the same base, which is m, I'm going to add the exponents. 3 plus 4 is 7. So m to the 7th over 3m to the 5. And I'm going to divide out. 72 divided by 3 is 24. When you divide the same base, you subtract. So 7 subtracting 5 is 2. So you have m to the 2nd power. I'll do example 3 and let you do example 2. So 2 times 1, the coefficient would be 2. The base x times x, we're going to add 4 and 3 would be x to the 7th. And then the denominator says 6x to the 6th. So I'm dividing out. 2 over 6 is 1/3. X to the 7th divided by x to the 6th would be x to the 1st. So the answer is 1x over 3 or 1 over 3x in the middle. Okay, not in the denominator. There we go. Now let's look at the word problem. In 2003, an exchange rate between the United States and Belgium was 140 Belgian francs to $4 US. If you have 120 US to exchange, how many Belgian francs can you get in exchange? Okay, so we're going to look at that. and try to figure out what the answer is. So 140 over 4, okay, equals to 120. So the denominators we're comparing 4 US dollars to 120 US dollars. So what do they have to multiply 4 US dollars to get 120 US dollars? 30. So whatever you do to the denominator, you must do to the numerator. So 140 times 30 will be 4,200 Belgian francs. So they multiply both the denominator and the numerator by 30. So I'm writing that here so you know. 30 times 140 is 4,200. 30 times 4 is 120. I'll let you do example 2, and we are done.